lovely to see you. Welcome back to Istanbul, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I guess I'm going to talk about narratives and luxury and why storytelling matters for brands. Most of you in this room will recognize these two famous storylines. You never actually own a name of the watch. You merely look after it for the next generation. And then, of course, there's he's a fan, she's a fan. They belong in the first place, if you haven't guessed by now, to a watch company, and secondly, to a hotel company. And in the first instance, you can picture the wholesome black and white image of a father and a son, the chronograph prominently displayed on his wrist above his wedding ring, as he gazes lovingly at his offspring. In the second, you can conjure the range of celebrities in glamorous evening gowns or everyday workwear, in familiar interiors or outside a prominent front door. Well, both Patek Philippe and Mandarin Oriental hotels have crafted their art to the point that even if you hadn't remembered the relevant brand names, their storytelling symbolizes and has come to symbolize the entire sector that they operate in. They think they're so cool that, in fact, they've become classics. That cool word's an interesting one. Angelica Chung referenced it this morning. Other companies, in difference to that, rely on product or logos. If you take the recent attempt at luxury storytelling by Louis Vuitton, who collaborated with Jeff Koons to create a range of bags depicting the names of artists such as Turner or Monet in shiny gold letters on painterly canvas, well, is that cool? I don't think so. One might instead read Koons Turner as turnover and Monet as money. As we head closer towards the 2020s, the elusive concept of cool, which has been used to selling things for years, is under threat. The concept of cool, like the notion of luxury, has become so diluted, commoditized, and ubiquitous that people don't trust it anymore. Transparency and authenticity have been the buzzwords of cool brands for a long time now. And in these digital days, what's really cool translates much more bluntly into simply what's next. The what's next question is indulged by all brands and deployed by all media. Gucci loafers are everywhere. What's next? Said a recent Bloomberg headline. The conceit is akin to a child asking its mother how a bedtime story ends. What happens next? What happens next? It's almost as if the craft of storytelling, which was once the subtext of seasons and the theory behind thinking 6 months ahead, has merely become a nod to the need to speed deliver the next Instagram post. But without the substance of storytelling to back it up, this kind of brand narrative becomes meaningless. Building a positive legacy means deeper conversations and relationships with customers or guests, caring about integrity, intelligence, imagination, and sustainability much more than about profit margins. This is especially the case for high-end brands. Jonathan Akeroyd, who's the CEO of Gianni Versace, says that the luxury landscape has changed from a brand-driven to a product-driven industry, but one in which sustainability, quality, and engagement has gained equal status, allowing the right language and attitude to connect a brand with a new generation of consumers. Alexandra Giltz, who's co-owner of Paddle 8, the auction house, goes even further and says that today's consumer is turned off by the very word luxury. It has connotations of elitism and exclusivity. Instead, they want names that are inclusive, honest, and democratic. For the new consumer, in other words, status is no longer about how much you can spend on a brand, but what that brand makes you stand for, particularly since through digital platforms, consumers can access luxury quality for a fraction of the price of buying inside the store itself. This is why every brand is chasing the digital native, who follow very different and fragmented decision journeys, and yet amass more and more power relative to the brands. They demand enriched, personalized, seamless, and digitally enabled experiences in order for brands to conquer their hearts and their minds.